Welcome to your free trial of REI Co-op's brand new streaming service.
Where I go, if you meet me there, no one will know. In the springtime, in the sun, we can be alone without anyone. All the butterflies and the birds keep our secret, no, they won't say a word. But they watch us and they know, and they're happy as they see our logo. We'll sit for a while as I drink in your smile. It feels like a dream that's come true. My head starts to buzz and my heart fills with love over you. Baby, can't you see you could be with me? We could live inside a garden of ecstasy. You could be my queen, I could be your dream. My life's like a fantasy, maybe set me free. Let me be your bumblebee. Now the flowers are in bloom, and you chased away my darkness and gloom. When the wind blows through the trees, and your voice is like a song in the breeze. My doubts disappear every time that you're near. Clouds seem to run from the sky. The thought of your kiss sends my soul into bliss. I get high. Baby, can't you see you could be with me? We could live inside a garden of ecstasy. You could be my queen, I could be your dream. My life's like a fantasy, maybe set me free. Let me be, yeah. Like a serenade, every word you say has me falling more and more in love with you. Like a pretty beat, you are oh so sweet. Every day is Sunday, tastes like honey. Feel so alive, take me back to the hive. ready for revolution. Welcome to a world of new solution. Welcome to a world of bloody evolution. In time, your heart will open minds. A story will be told, and victory is in a simple soul.
I'll give you the unexpected one. I'll tell you that. I just moved some cards around was all.
Hello and welcome to the 5th monthly Majesty Tournament. We are glad that you have joined us here today to view this wonderful event. Today we have our casters. Damn it. Our first caster will be Sharo.
Hello.
Best Sakya.
Hello.
Dark Souls.
Hello there.
And Malfunction.
Hello, hello?
And I, of course, am Woblins. I will be in the background for the most of this, since they are technically the casters, so I'm just here for this moment. Big thanks to Handgame themselves, the developers of this game, for actually sponsoring this tournament and giving us our prize money, which is 10,000 dust in-game, by the way, plus whatever donations come through during the tournament, which you can see below, of course. Yeah. I'll get the game running here in a moment, and our first match will be Donut Holes versus Cody Sage. And you can take it from here, casters.
All right, thank you, Woblins. And as a reminder for those who haven't joined in our tournament views, this is a best of 3 throughout the whole tournament. So basically, if you win 2 games, you go on to the next round and so on until our finals. All cards are legal besides the card Adam that just got released as one of the legendaries. So also, every legendary besides Adam will be used in this tournament. So it's going to get a little bit more interesting this time.
On top of that, during the best of 3s, the player who loses is allowed to change their deck. The winner cannot change their deck.
Winning the first round is pretty important because it gives you an advantage in the last game as well.
Oh, yeah, because if you lose the next game, of course, you could always just switch out for that final round, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Today I'm expecting to see a lot of pro decks. I saw quite a lot of people practicing it.
Yeah, I think that, again, like on ladder, people play almost anything because there's not really as many stakes. It's not like there's like tons of Han game dust on the line, but now that it's tournament time, I think you're right that everyone's gonna be breaking out their best decks.
Right.
Agreed.
And what I saw in practice today also, most people have like some kind of form of a deck with either Crow or try to have a counter with Crow. So I'm expecting to see Crow a lot in this tournament.
Yeah, I think that Crow is still one of the strongest cards in the game, and with Adam being banned, Crow is definitely one of the best cards, I would say, for kind of a win condition. And then, obviously, I think a lot of people expect lots of Nolan, lots of Neon, lots of White Fang Gunners, lots of Baby Deathstalkers, the one-cost one, and then, of course...
Lots of Shadow Blake and Cinder, yep.
Yeah!
Shadow Blake Cinder. As a lot of top players like to refer to that, it's referred to as the 1-2-2-1 because for BDS, Nolan, White Fang Gunners, and Neon all cost 1 or 2 aura. You combine that with other really good range units such as Shadow Blake and Cinder, and it gives you the opportunity to defend against many traditional front pushes. So most players have figured out that you need to have some sort of way to slowly chip at towers because you can't just straight up push people that run that style of 1-2-2-1 deck.
No, yeah, exactly. Like you're saying, the strength of the deck is essentially you can defend against almost anything. You can win mid-range fights with the surviving cards, and then those cards do actually threaten with a decent amount of chip damage. Like Shadow Blake and White Fang Gunners and Cinder, they all do damage to turret. Neon definitely does damage, and so they force a response that often costs as much, if not more, and it's just good. And then you just factor that in with a win condition or some way to translate your aura advantage into turret damage, be it Crow, or put like an airship down and then you have the airship down, but you're still basically even on aura because you were that far ahead, and so on.
Right. So my thing is, it's mostly either going to have a deck with Crow or
like an
someone's gonna
airship
have like
down,
a
and then you
spam
have
deck
the
with
airship
ship
down, but
and
you're
white
still
fang
basically even on
gunner's
aura because
gain
you're
and
that
all
far
that
ahead,
or
and
good
so
stuff.
on.
So it's either gonna be a spam deck
Right.
or a deck with throw on it, in my opinion, for the most part.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Do you guys have favorites while we have time?
Ooh.
Mm.
Tricky. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's an
most
interesting
people.
question.
I think most people will say that it's probably up to Flashy, CRVT, or Rain Buckets, as most people, as it's pretty much debatable. It's pretty much debatable as to which one of those three is the best player, because those three players are in just such a higher tier of skill than the rest of the players. They're almost kind of like the S tier, and then there's a good chunk of people, like I would say about like 10 to 12 people, that are kind of like the A tier below them, and then we have the B tier and the C tier and so on.
Yeah. I
Right.
agree that those three are really good. And then, like I said, Shadow is kind of a wild card, and that people usually see Shadow as right below that. But I'm always convinced that Shadow is like hiding his power level, and that he only breaks it out during tournaments because he doesn't need to take ladder seriously, but he will take tournaments seriously. So I feel like Shadow is definitely potentially in quarterfinals at least.
Another player I want to take note to is Servo. He's a very, very good player. He's a free-to-play player, and he plays a lot of, let's just say, interesting matches. He plays a lot of interesting compositions and deck compositions, and so he's very unpredictable in that manner.
Oh yeah. Servo is one of those players where like you don't know how good he is because he's too busy playing like Queen. What is it like? He'll play like the most absurd things.
He'll
Like
play
Queen, Spider Robot.
like he won Queen. He won tournament. He won the.
Yeah.
I play some strange stuff, and Servo's kind of one of those type of players where like he doesn't like to stick to the meta. He likes to try new things and experiment a lot.
Sounds like my kind of guy.
All right.
Looks like the first game is getting lined up.
Apologies for the interruption, but we would like to thank Xeno, Sim Ranger, and the 8U9.
And before this gets started, who's the
Four.
wild card in this tournament, do you guys believe?
Maybe. I mean, Sharo is right here, but I think that Sharo and Yavano have improved so much over the past few months, and it's. I think a lot of people think that one of those two could easily be in semifinals or finals today.
I would agree with that statement. Yeah, especially Nirvana is known on ladder for kind of playing a lot of like spam decks, but he plays in such a way that he's almost like got it down to like a science.
Yeah,
So playing
I'd agree with that.
Very difficult.
Very
Right.
Apologies for the interruption here, but I just have to get this out there that we can thank Xeno, Sim Ranger, and the 8U9, all three users that have now donated and raised the money pot up to $40.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it, guys.
And you may continue. The first match is ready.
First match between Donut Holes and Cody Sage, if I see it correctly.
Yep.
Which is interesting. Cody Sage was one of the people, I mean the only one who is known Majesty, who was before in the old guild where I was in, Academy in this game, it's called. So I know him. Donut Holes, I have to be honest, I don't know about him.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah,
So it's
Donut
gonna be.
like too familiar
Go
with. Although I have matched against Cody Sage a couple games off him. He's definitely a player to not be slept on for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that anyone that's entered is. I think that almost anyone that's entered probably is going to be bringing something to the table that it wouldn't be wise to sleep on anyone, especially when it's best of three. Oh, sorry.
Match is
Yeah,
starting.
that's
We see a normal Shadow Blake start from both players on different lanes. A Mercury by Donut Holes. Ooh, a lot of.
Well, here
it
comes the
seems
spam
like
deck.
a spam deck.
Oh, yeah, this is
Sage
one of
with
the
a
decks I was
spam deck.
talking about.
Why?
Oh, with the Weiss, though. Oh, jeez.
Wise and John, these are some interesting cards I did not expect.
But he's got two pushes going on, which is very hard to defend again. So he's going to have to use this wisely here.
The left tower taking a lot of damage. The right tower was defended successfully. There's no counter push, and the aura is in Cody Sage's advantage.
I strike from the shadow.
We have to see. We're still missing two cards from both players.
On too cold.
Here
I've
comes
not
that Weiss
seen-
here.
I
keeping the Shadow Black alive. Yet to have to see the win condition
Here
from
comes Azul.
Total.
Oh,
missing
he
Shadow
missed the
Blake.
Shadow Blake.
And
Oh,
here comes the spam. Ooh, everything
But
on
most of it
one
goes to
lane.
the left side though, so this is gonna be interesting here. Oh, but he doesn't have the aura to defend it, and he gets swept out of that turret. Oh boy.
Don't hold just missing enough AoE in his deck. He only has Wise, Macri, and Swy, and it's not enough. No Neon
Wow.
as well.
That
That's
was.
the first game.
Oh yeah.
That was a very fast game one.
Oh yeah. I think it all started with when he only uses Weiss for them 3 gunners, and he should have paid on to it. Otherwise, if he would have paid on to it, he probably would have defended a little bit better. But when he used that, it was pretty much a game, set, match, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when he had a no aura whatsoever to defend against that spam.
After this first game, I would expect Donald to change up his deck. Just to add a little more AoE that's reliable against spam.
Right.
Yeah,
And
I would agree with that.
for me, I would try to get Flint involved, so that way you can get them clones out of there, so it'd be more easier to defend.
Neon would also be a good option.
Yeah, both of those are definitely good ways to deal with Emerald shenanigans. Flint is much more of a kind of drop and forget one. Neon takes a little bit more finesse and placement in order to haunt it.
And also, I would use Cinder as well to try to defend more as well. To at least get most of that.
Yeah,
That's also
Cinder
a good
would be a
one,
good
too.
choice.
Yeah, definitely Cinder. And
Oh, here comes game 2. Let's see what changes have been made here.
I strike from the
Oh,
shadows.
may I cut in?
Cody Sage this time playing Cinder didn't have to use her last game.
And here he goes with that rush spam. Oh, but he's got Neptune though.
And Neon, another adaptation. Still taking a lot of damage, but at least giving some damage back.
Strike from the shadows.
But Shadow Black can defend Mercury and Neptune in the counter push. White Fang Gunner is a bit early. Maybe he should have waited
Oh,
for
here
the
he goes
shadow.
again. Both pushing right here, but most of the clones are on the left side. What is he gonna do here?
I strike from the shadows.
That right turret is going to destroy no matter what. I mean, he can't defend that much. Yep, there it goes. Right turret down.
Normalized Neptune has not enough damage with his drop ability to
Especially
get all
when
the
he's,
White Fang.
yeah, especially when he's level 3 as well. I mean, there ain't no chance he was gonna get all of them out there.
It's a big disadvantage.
Oh yeah, especially when that 2-time boost aura hasn't even hit yet.
I strike from the shadows.
That's where Spam Deck can almost always play his combo.
Oh, may
Indeed.
I cut in?
He's getting a little bit chip damage on the right turret, but he's gotta defend. Nope, here he comes again with that spam deck.
Yeah. And this time he even has Tinder as backline damage.
Oh no. Better defend this, or otherwise he's gonna be done. It's gonna be hard if he loses that left turret. Oh, but that
not
left turret
looking
is at
good.
94 health. Oh boy.
The central tower is taking a lot of damage as well.
Oh yeah.
Mercury and
And-
Neptune, maybe not the best choice, since they can't clear out the White Fang units with their abilities.
Oh, may I cut in?
Right. And the second turret goes down. And with 30 seconds left, it's gonna be hard to come back from. Especially with 2 turrets down.
He's a little bit out of an aura, but on the field he's already behind. It's Shadow Black and Send
Oh yeah.
Shadow Black.
And here he comes again with that mega spam ship Spam.
Everything gets dropped. If he had Sinner right now, he could have killed everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't. Yeah, Neptune wasn't even a good choice when he switched. Well, what a good game though. That was just nothing but spam and bad defense right there.
And it was cleanly played by Cody Sage, advancing to the next round. If I see it correctly, his next opponent will be Flash Z. So, are we playing now match B, correct? Which would be Oris versus Drifted.
Yes.
Drifted.
Yes, give me a second.
Is Aura's responding? Last I checked, Aura's wasn't, unless that changed. In the casting list channel, last I checked back at 9, it said that Aura's hasn't responded yet.
Yeah, if they haven't responded beforehand, they're donezo, if I understand that correct.
Oris does not seem to be here. So we will go to Gamble Whip versus Clash Rubiel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everyone's banging.
Yep.
Already waiting for the match.
Yep.
We have someone who doesn't believe in Oris. Yeah.
Now this next matchup, it's gonna be the most interesting one for round 1 in my opinion, between Clash and Gamble.
I don't know much about Clash.
I mean, I haven't either, but I also heard Gamble was gonna try to use something special here, so I want to see what he's gonna use.
I've also heard that, yes, so I'm keeping it close.
Game is starting.
Children,
Also, thanks to that Morph guy for another $5 to the prize pool.
Thank you very much. Oh. We see an Oobleck from Clash.
Interesting.
I'm gonna be honest, I have a weakness for Oobleck. He was the legendary I was most excited about and the most disappointed as well.
Right. He was at least expected card to be in this tournament too.
Definitely.
Especially with all the dust going on. So it looks like Gamble's going to try to use a spam deck kind of a setup kind of a thing going on here.
Yeah. Already some damage on Clash's turret. Shadow Blade going forward alone, but the Nolan drop will deny any damage. And the counter push with White Fang units, but there it is. Mr.
Oh,
Oobleck.
wow.
Not Mr. Doctor. He didn't go to university for nothing. Active ability dodged by Shadow Blade.
Now, if you notice, Gamble's holding back his spam bit more than it was in the last game, where he just spammed the hell out of it. He's just waiting for his right time to spam it. And there he goes. Going both sides.
With no dropship, again a Mercury. I'm surprised about how many Mercuries we've seen in the first two matches.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to be in here at all, but he's already been mostly used those 2 games.
children, please.
Very interesting. But also Glinda here as well.
I'm not sure if Glinda is meant to be a counter to possible dropships.
Right.
Let's do this.
Maybe that's why Gamble hasn't used the shift yet, because he knew there was a Glinda there.
I strike
Again,
from the
Mercury.
But Clash's right turn is at 1908.
But Gamble has a
White
lot of
Wing.
aura.
shadows.
Oh, yo.
There's, what, wait. Wow.
Oh, there's a pack.
Do this.
Children,
Nice
Both
defense.
dropping their prize cards.
I strike
Wow.
from the shadows.
But Lieutenant gets defended as well with
I didn't know
Morgana and Shadow Black.
I didn't know Port was in this game. Good.
Yeah, he gave. It's a Smurf. We all were fooled all this time.
I strike from the shadows.
Linda Turret and Shadow Black again defending against the spam. Just White Fang squad plus Mercury doesn't seem to be enough to really break defense.
But Gambo just chipping that away at that right turret though. It now down to 1584.
For the first time, we have multiple Shadow Blacks for one. Oh, and it could be a bad active by Shadow Black. Yeah, the left Shadow Black is dying for Clash. That would be one way to maybe win the game if you could stack Shadow Blacks.
But so far it's been just defense and shipping at this moment. Oh, here comes the Big Wolf pack. What's he gonna do?
He has no structure ready, but Mercury could deny some damage.
Oh,
he's
that
going
left
for the
turret's going
gunners.
down pretty quick though.
It was a
Down
lot
all
of
the
damage.
way to 950. Wow. Was not expecting that.
Flash seemingly unable to build up his offense.
But he's trying to defend them towers.
Let's do this.
Down to 2 minutes. And if this game ends with no turret down, we will go by damage as well.
Children,
Which would not be good for Clash at the moment. Again, using Glinda and Turret in the middle.
Yeah, right now
Battling for him.
Gamble's just going back and
I
forth between these two
strike from the
turrets.
shadows.
He's just playing the mind game right now. He wants him to push, but he can't. He's got to defend.
There's
And
another
here comes the
Oobleck.
Big Wolf pack.
children, please.
Could be the
Children,
game.
please.
Oh, wow.
Glinda Turret just in time.
Let's do this.
Right on, but his left turret's down to 470, 310. Oh no.
Set in.
Gamble just now chipping away at it.
Ooh, 2 more Sinner actives would do it.
And
That's it.
game. Wow, that was pretty good first game right there between Clash and Gamble.
A lot of possible adjustments. Maybe switching out White Fang Lieutenant. He was only used once. Not
Right.
very successfully.
And I also would switch Mercury for like a Flint or a Cinder like the last game. It should have been more, defending against spams and all that stuff. But with Beowulf pack, that's going to be interesting to see how he's going to adjust to that as well.
I mean, he already had Glinda. If he just waits with Glinda in hand to counter when Beowulf pack is played, he would be fine.
Right.
But then he needs enough defense without Glinda against everything else.
And also, it's an aura management as well. You got to play your auras. You're just going to get fucked behind and turrets.
Yeah. Maybe even switching out Oobleck, which I can't believe I'm saying right now. I love him.
Yeah, he would definitely be switched out for sure. Well, let's see what's going to happen here.
Oh, it took some time making adjustments.
Game 2.
Game is starting.
I strike from the shadows. I strike from the shadows. Children, please.
Bet all that money can't buy.
Oh, here comes Ringo. Oh, I heard talk about him in this game. Oh boy.
Yes, some nice AoE
Strike
attack,
from the shadows.
clearing out
We get
White Fang units.
But he gets dealt with pretty quick before he can do any real more damage to his turret.
Still,
Wow.
Shadow Blade getting some poke in.
Oh, and Sun.
There's my boy. There's my boy.
Oh, wow. He's got the Sun Baringle deck going on. Wow,
What?
this is going to be real intriguing now.
That's some real monkey business, if I say so.
Which one's gonna win this time, the spam deck
Bad
or
all
the
that money
Baringo?
can't buy you skill.
I'm gonna be honest, as someone who likes Sun, a defensive Sun makes me kind of sad. Sun should...
Oh, here comes the Beowulf deck.
Please.
Glinda turret? Can...
Oh no, but it was just out of range.
That's
Wow.
greedy placement, wanting to defend both turrets.
Right. If he would have done a little bit more forward, he probably would have gotten him, but instead he's got hit on both of his turrets from that. Let's see what he's gonna do here.
Problem of a Baringo deck is that Baringo costs 7 aura. So you need to have the time to put defense.
Oh, here he
just have
goes.
the chance to play him.
Oh, but he doesn't. Oh, now he finally did. But man, his left turret is down to 1048 now.
And he has no active for other units.
Gamble trying to kill that Baringo before he hits his turret. He
And
does.
Children,
Active not
please.
recharging quickly enough.
No, it's just all depends on who's going to have the higher aura advantage at the
Sun's
boost.
out with his guns out.
Another Sun for defense. Again, I'm not a big fan of it. Here's
But
what
also, but also, if you notice, Gamble hasn't really done his spam as much in this game.
feeling more pressure, for sure.
Especially when you have to deal with the monkey on both sides.
And Baringo active for the offensive.
Oh, here comes the Beowulf pack though.
Guns out.
And this on. Ooh, using
Oh, but
Sun.
he used Sun.
It was a good chance for him to use Sun offensively there.
Bad all that
But he's got a nice, he's got decent push going on the right side though. So he gets quickly taken down.
children, please.
If I were Gamble, I would try to do a Beowulf pack on the left side as soon as possible. I don't want to play with monkey around that much.
There's a
There he
Baringo
goes.
attack.
bad all that money can't buy you
3 going for the right turret. For the left turret, which is the right turret.
Oh, just down to 728. It's just gonna be a chip at this point once again. He's got 2 cinders going on though for Gamble. Oh no, he's gotta take care
Stacking
of the
range units.
And
Nolan cannot
take it
defend.
down.
Sun too
Gamble
late.
with the clean sweep, heading on to the second round.
2-0.
Wowzers. Got some 2 unexpected decks from that one, for sure.
I'm a fan. I like both players in this match playing decks that are interesting.
Hold on
I'm
a second.
sad Sun lost. But that's how it goes.
Hold on a second.
I'm holding onto my seat.
Our match number 3 of the day will be Armed and Ready versus Mr. Savage.
Both members quite active in the Majesty Discord.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what Savage is gonna bring to the table here, because I know he's been using quite a few different types of decks during practice, so I want to see what he's gonna use today.
Yeah, everything. We have not seen a Crow deck yet. I mean, we don't have seen the players we talked about before. But could be an interesting match.
Yeah, so far it's been either spam deck or something we haven't seen before. So it's gonna be pretty intriguing to see here.
I'm definitely surprised that someone else other than a Porter busted out the White Fang Lieutenant. That was
Yeah,
definitely
that's
a
alright.
surprise.
And then instead of using White Fang Lieutenant again, he used Ringo. But here comes game one here. There we go, between Arm and Brady against Mr. Savage. Let's see what these two bring to the table.
Normal Shadow Blake start for now.
What's our next mission?
Surprise!
Some Tyrion.
Oh, and
Tyrion.
Ilya! Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Ilya was... I was disappointed that Ubalik was bad, but when Ilya was released, I was
Oh,
livid.
here comes Crow, though.
The
And
Crow!
Coco. Oh, no.
Huh, Crow using his active to go back to turret. Coco not bad in dealing with Crow as long as
Here
you can
comes Tyrion, now.
stick to him.
Oh,
Oh,
using
Velvet
Velvet to
Coco.
clone her, though. Interesting.
Trying to go for the
Arm and Brady's right turn is going down pretty quick. Oh, we got Ribbon Blade.
Ribbon Blade, but
Wow.
sadly Coco died before she could get the support.
And Arm and Brady's right turret is going down pretty quick. Wow,
Leaving it
just
at
left
15.
Strike from the shadows.
Oh, that's a savage right there, if I tell you. Just leave it
Well.
right there for later.
He has a neon in his deck though. Unless you see a structure
Yep,
card,
he's gonna
his
take it
turret
out.
is dead.
Oh, yeah.
Again, oh, Biker Yang, Armed and Brady going with a real crazy.
I strike
Second
from the
attack,
shadows.
I got the Crow away from the turret, minimizing the
Interesting.
damage. Tyrion
Yeah.
going for the kill on Shadow Blake.
And I also
That's
noticed, I also noticed Arm and Brady hasn't used any comments in this either, which is pretty interesting as well.
Going for the all rare epic deck.
Interesting.
I strike from the
But
shadows.
here
Oh,
comes a
yes,
pure.
Rocket Yang, only hitting the shadow from Shadow Blade.
What's our next mission?
And is taking out
Sorry.
Ilya and Velvet Ilya.
Yeah. Oh, here comes Crow again, trying to take off that left turret. You get a
Coco.
huge advantage.
Coco dealing nice damage. If he had Nolan right there, he could have denied even more.
Brady's got less than 30 seconds to try to take off another turret.
Ah, Neon holding the push back.
Oh, here comes Ribbon Blake once more. But Pierre right there to stop her.
I strike from the shadows.
Yeah, this is a matchup Ribbon Blake loses.
I strike from the shadows.
Right.
8. Yep, there we go. He's got to do something here.
4 seconds. Where's the 5 slice to take out
And
the
that's
turret?
game 1 going to Mr. Savage. No, if I were Brady, what would I change into game 2?
Well, I'm looking at the deck right now. It's maybe a little bit expensive. Switching out Rocket Yang or Biker Yang for Chewbacca. And Ilya, as much as I love her, I don't think it's a card for this match.
Especially Ribbon Blake as well.
I mean, Ribbon Blake did more than Ilya or Velvet in this match.
True. Here we go, game 2 between Brady and Mr. Savage. Oh, he's got the den going on here.
I strike from the shadows.
Oh, may I cut in?
It's a nice structure card because it's the cheapest one.
And stops pretty decent pushes as well.
Right.
Oh, the Neptune trying to counter the Crow.
Oh, he's got Ursula too as well. The first time we're seeing him in this tournament.
Flower.
Ah, but there's Ice Flower. Ice Flower is a really good card against Ursula just because her auto attack slows him already. Combine it with a Nolan in 4 BDS, he gets one swing in. Tyrion getting distracted by Dan.
Savage got a decent push going on the left side though as well.
And there's a Crow. Now he has Ice Flower, Crow, Shadow Blade using the active to Deactivates the
Whoa,
turret.
whoa. Can I get rid of Cinder instead of the turret? That's pretty interesting.
But Neon and Shadow Blade can keep attacking because the turret is focusing
wow.
Crow. Another active allows for another swing. 120 HP. The next Crow drop would kill this turret because he got like guaranteed when he uses the active.
Right
Neon
on.
can
I
Stop.
strike from the
So-
If I was Savage, I would start pushing on the right side and keep him off from the left.
Well, maybe he's just scared to do that. He wants his units to defend as well.
Well, also, he's got quite a bit of an aura advantage as well, so I would start trying to pump it out.
Armed and Brady, maybe using her units too soon. She never even hit 10.
There he goes. He's got Crow on the right side.
Not even going for the left turret with him. Shadow
Oh,
Blade gets
no, he
done.
does.
Lockdown. Right.
Never miss a beat. Never miss a beat. Never miss a
Crow
beat. Never
chipping
miss a
away at that right turret.
Yeah, that's what I expect.
beat. Oh, may I cut it?
Oh, yeah.
Surprising is this is first match we see Crow.
Yeah, Brady just trying to get Ursula to that turret, but Ice Flower just stopping at its way.
Even after the nerfs, she has enough damage with her active to
Never
kill
miss a beat.
Cinder.
Never miss a beat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, may I cut it?
Brady's gotta get some big pushes going on here.
Lockdown. Right.
Well, again,
Savage,
this is Savage pushing.
he's just trying to get that second turret right before the buzzer.
2 actives by 1 Ice Flower.
Yeah, and Savage takes game 2 and the sweep as well.
Woohoo! That was a good game. If I see correctly, the next match will be Flash Z versus Cody Sage. Could be a banger. Spam versus Crow.
Right. Yeah, throughout the whole first round, most of it was either just a spam kind of thing. So it's gonna be interesting from now on to see what everyone else has in the second round.
We are also moving into technically round 2 of the tournament.
Alright.
We are indeed.
That we are.
So I guess we'll rotate the casters around a little bit.
You have Sakia and Malfunction here now, as Dark and Shara will be playing in this next round.
Yes, just to be fair to Dark and Shara, obviously, since it would be very difficult for them to play and cast their own games at the same time.
Indeed, it would definitely be very difficult to do that.
I would not say much. It would be most like, I should, yeah, and this,
oh yeah, that was a great move.
Here, but
Okay,
Oh,
so should I leave the channel for now? How
So,
are we
yeah.
doing this?
Oh, we're doing good. Just waiting for Flashy and Cody Sage to set up. Definitely excited to be here. This is the first time that I personally have cast for this wonderful, wonderful tournament setup that Wobblins has all put together. So excited to be here.
Same for me as well. So it's nice to be able to help out the community in this way and fill in, as Kupro, who normally casts these, was not able to make it this time. So I decided to sub in and help out.
Yeah, and I've done a lot of casting for other games. Oh, that looks like Cody Sage and Flashy are up. Jumping in.
Yep.
I strike.
Flash
Hey,
being a
there
little
we
bit cheeky with the emotes.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. We're seeing expected Shadow Blake move right off the bat. Flashy surprisingly going right for the Crow. I wonder what his opening hand is that he started with that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's a lot of damage though. Okay, wow. Cody Sage's playing that really, really well though. Crow not getting as much damage as I thought. He's got a great setup for Weiss here.
I strike.
It's gonna be a lot of
Never
damage
miss a beat. Never
potentially.
miss a beat.
Let's see, Neon did prevent a lot there, but he still has Gunners, he still has Shadow Blake. I think he's still gonna get some turret chip here. Yeah, there it is, there's a little bit. Flashy with the really, really strong defense, though, of course. The Baby Deathstalkers, the Neon, just all of these strong defensive cards that are just so good right now for translating disadvantage into an advantage.
We all win when we work
Interesting, Neptune into Pyrrha there. But
Yeah, oh, wow.
Oh, and the Torchic is not able to get the pull
Yeah.
Oh, he does get it now. Hmm, that was
Yeah,
an
but
interesting
still, Pyrrha's
interaction
still
there.
gonna kill her. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Pyrrha's still gonna live and get some turret hits. That's a lot of damage. Pyrrha does insane damage if she actually gets through.
Yep.
Neon and Crow, interesting combination here. He's gonna back it up with Gunners. I like that. Just having a little bit of DPS to deal with that. He's gonna have to hold off on the Crow ability and then right there.
That was a good use of Crow's ability to dodge the Ice Freeze right there.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Okay, Nolan just getting into position to draw aggro. If he would have been like a millimeter behind, all those Gunner shots would have hit turret.